The moon hung low in the night sky, casting an eerie glow over the deserted golf course. The once meticulously manicured fairways now lie shrouded in darkness, the shadows playing tricks on the imagination. A light mist hung in the air, adding an extra layer of mystery to the scene. The only sound was the distant hoot of an owl, echoing through the stillness. A group of friends had decided to sneak onto the abandoned golf course for a late-night game. Adam, the self-proclaimed leader of the group, had heard whispers about strange happenings on the course after dark. He dismissed them as mere rumors, eager to prove his fearlessness to his friends. The group consisted of 4 friends: Adam, the adventurous one; Lisa, the skeptic; Mike, the joker; and Sarah, the quiet one. Armed with flashlights and golf clubs, they crept onto the first tee, their excitement masking the underlying tension. As they started their game, a chill settled over the night. The air seemed to thicken with every swing of the club. Adam led the way, determined to prove that the tales of the haunted golf course were nothing more than fiction. But as they reached the 5th hole, unease crept into the group. Lisa, usually the voice of reason, couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The beam of her flashlight danced nervously across the dark expanse, revealing twisted trees and overgrown bushes. "I think we should call it a night," Lisa suggested, her voice trembling slightly. "Nonsense," Adam scoffed. "This place is just as creepy as any other golf course at night. Let's finish the game." Reluctantly, the group pressed on. The mist grew thicker, obscuring their vision. Mike, ever the joker, began making eerie sounds to heighten the tension. Sarah, however, remained silent, her eyes darting nervously between the shadows. As they approached the 9th hole, the atmosphere became almost suffocating. The group felt an inexplicable pressure, as if the very air around them was closing in. Lisa's skepticism wavered, and she couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Suddenly, the group heard a distant whisper, barely audible, over the rustling leaves. "Leave this place." Startled, they turned to each other, their flashlights revealing faces etched with fear. Adam, trying to maintain his bravado, chuckled nervously. "Probably just the wind," he said, though doubt lingered in his eyes. The whisper came again, stronger this time. "Leave before it's too late." The group froze, their hearts pounding in unison. Panic set in as they realized the voice seemed to be coming from the very ground beneath them. They exchanged terrified glances, uncertain of how to react. Without warning, the mist coalesced into a shadowy figure, materializing in the center of the 9th green. The friends gasped, their breath catching in their throats. The figure was indistinct, shifting and morphing as if made of smoke. A hollow voice echoed through the night. "This place is cursed. You must leave before it claims you." Terrified, the group stumbled backward, their golf clubs forgotten. The figure advanced slowly, a sense of dread hanging in the air. Lisa, abandoning her skepticism, whispered, "We need to go, now." They sprinted across the course, the figure trailing behind them. The once familiar fairways now felt like a labyrinth of horror. As they reached the edge of the golf course, the figure spoke one final warning: never return. Gasping for breath, the friends stumbled out onto the street. They dared not look back, their minds filled with the haunting image of the shadowy figure. The moonlit night seemed to mock their retreat as they fled from the cursed golf course. The friends never spoke of that night again. The haunted golf course remained abandoned, its secrets hidden beneath the shroud of darkness. The whispers of the cursed grounds echoed through the years, a cautionary tale for those who dared to enter the realm of the unknown. Hi, my name is Rose. I am owner of a golf course. Today I will tell you the story of my golf course cleaner, which he told me a few days ago. His name is Tom. The moon hung low in the inky sky, casting an eerie glow over the deserted golf course. The manicured greens, once a haven for daytime golfers, now lie abandoned and shrouded in darkness, The air was thick with an otherworldly silence, broken only by the distant hooting of an owl. The night seemed to hold its breath, as if anticipating the unfolding of a sinister tale. Tom, an avid golfer, found himself drawn to the allure of night golfing. The idea of playing on a deserted course under the moonlight had always fascinated him. Tonight, he stood at the entrance of the golf course, his clubs slung over his shoulder, and a dim flashlight in his hand. The silence was unnerving, but Tom dismissed it as the usual stillness of the night. As he ventured deeper into the course, the glow of the moon played tricks on the landscape. Shadows danced across the fairways, and the tall trees lining the edges of the course seemed to reach up like skeletal fingers. Tom's footsteps echoed eerily, creating a disconcerting rhythm that resonated in the quiet night. The first few holes went smoothly, with Tom reveling in the surreal beauty of the moonlit course. The soft thud of the golf ball against the club, the distant chirping of crickets, and the rustling of leaves created a symphony of nocturnal sounds. However, as he approached the seventh hole, an unsettling feeling crept over him. The air turned colder, and Tom felt an unseen gaze upon him. He shook off the unease, blaming it on his overactive imagination. Yet, as he prepared to tee off, a faint whisper reached his ears. It was an indistinct murmur, like the soft moans of a distant wind. Tom strained his ears, trying to make sense of the sound. "Turn back," the voice seemed to say, barely audible yet unmistakably present. Tom's heart quickened, and he looked around nervously. The moon cast long, ominous shadows that seemed to move independently of the objects creating them. The whispers persisted, growing more insistent. Undeterred, or perhaps fueled by curiosity, Tom pressed on. He walked briskly through the course, now wary of the darkness that seemed to press in from all sides. The once inviting fairways now looked like endless corridors leading to an unknown destination. The moon, which had initially been his companion, now felt like a distant witness to a growing sense of foreboding. As Tom reached the 12th hole, the whispers escalated into haunting cries that echoed through the night. The once familiar landscape now felt alien and hostile. He hesitated, contemplating whether to continue or heed the ethereal warnings. But a stubborn resolve pushed him forward, propelled by an inexplicable force. The golf bag on Tom's shoulder seemed to weigh heavier with each step, as if burdened by the unseen presence that haunted the course. The whispers evolved into guttural growls, and the shadows that played on the grass took on grotesque shapes. Tom's breath hitched, and a cold sweat coated his palms as he approached the 15th hole, the heart of the course. The green seemed to stretch endlessly before him, surrounded by dense woods that swallowed any hint of the outside world. Tom felt a paralyzing chill as the whispers coalesced into a sinister laughter that echoed through the night. The moon, now obscured by thick clouds, cast an oppressive darkness over the 15th hole. In the dim light, Tom noticed a figure standing near the edge of the green. A silhouette against the blackness, it seemed to sway in rhythm with the haunting laughter. Fear clenched Tom's chest, but an inexplicable compulsion pulled him closer to the mysterious figure. As he approached, the laughter ceased, leaving an unsettling stillness in its wake. The figure turned slowly to face him, revealing a face that mirrored Tom's own. It was a ghastly reflection, distorted and contorted into a grotesque mask of despair. Tom's breath caught in his throat as he stared at the spectral doppelganger before him. "Turn back," the figure whispered, its voice a chilling echo of the warnings he had ignored. The night seemed to close in on Tom, the air thickening with an oppressive energy. He stumbled backward, torn between the instinct to flee and the morbid fascination that held him captive. The figure reached out, its cold hand grazing Tom's shoulder. A surge of icy dread coursed through his veins, and he felt an overwhelming urge to escape the malevolent presence that now enveloped him. With a final glance at the spectral figure, Tom turned and sprinted into the night, leaving the haunted golf course behind. As he stumbled out onto the empty streets, the moon emerged from behind the clouds, casting a gentle glow over the town. Tom's breaths came in ragged gasps, and he couldn't shake the feeling of the unseen eyes that had watched him on the Forsaken course. The once alluring idea of night golfing now seemed like a foolish venture into a realm where the boundary between the living and the spectral blurred. The whispers and the spectral figure linger in the recesses of his mind, a chilling reminder that some places are better left untouched in the shroud of night. The abandoned golf course, now relegated to local folklore, stands as a testament to the thin veil that separates the living from the unknown horrors that may lurk in the darkness.